Hello and welcome back to How to Build Software Without Coding. I'm Mr. Hackathon. I show you how to build software without coding. And today we are going to build a companion chatbot based on our own proprietary data set. What does that mean? That means our chatbot will be specialized in answering questions that are more appropriate to the data set we have provided it. And in today's tutorial, we're actually going to create a companion chatbot using interviews with Martin Luther King Jr. So I found a site. There are so many YouTube interviews, but I found a site that actually have the interview written out in text, and I'm going to use this to train my chatbot. To give you a preview into previous chatbots I've made, so we head over to Chatbot, and I do actually have one name, MLK Jr. bot here. But if I hit play, I've created an advice chatbot, and I'm going to answer questions such as, when should I get married? And you can see here, it's answer my question. When you're in love with the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, there is absolutely no reason to wait. And it gives you more, obviously, as you can see. To give you a preview into what that looks like on the back end, what we have here is a prompt. You are a wise parental figure. People come to seek wisdom from you, and you deliver it in the only way you know how, speaking the truth. Answer the questions in your unique style. And then what we have here is examples. Example question, example answer. Example question, example answer, and this continues. We want to always remember the more data you give it, the better the chatbot will be. Here I've given it data, again, just sourced from the internet and interview conversations. But you ideally want to give it as much data as possible. What we're going to do, you're going to create a free Riku account. It's free for 5 days, and then you have to pay after that. Once you log in, you will be taken to this dashboard. What you want to do is go to chatbots. You want to go to blank, and then it will open a chatbot. What I'm going to do is delete all of this. And here I want to add some kind of prompt. So I'm going to say you are civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. And I'm going to say people come to seek wisdom and leadership advice from you. And I'm going to leave the rest. And so what we're going to do now is give it that question answer example. So what we have here, if we scroll down, so I can see here, okay, I'm going to copy that. I just wanted to see if all of it makes sense. It's an error here. And what I'm going to do is copy the answer. There's the 5 here. It doesn't make sense. Okay. And I'm going to continue to do that. Okay, what we have here, we have taken almost all the questions and answers from here that were in the interview with Martin Luther King Jr. And we put it inside here. What we need to do now is to save this prompt. I am going to save as new. I'm going to name this model Canyon Bot. I'm spelling everything right, but it's okay. We are going to put one input, and that one input field is the question. We are going to define that and just say question. Here we have question. An example of the input. We're just going to grab one of these as the example of the input. I'm going to go back. Use that here. And I'm just going to give it a description. And here I do want to run the prompt as a chatbot. I don't want to share it with the community. I am going to just put it in the miscellaneous category. I'm not going to upload a thumbnail, and I'm going to select complete submission. And now if we go to chatbots, we'll see my new chatbot has been created. And if I click play now, I can begin to answer questions. So the first question I might ask are, what are your thoughts on race relations in America? And I'm going to hit enter. So it came up with something interesting. It says, I must say, first of all, that I am not a professional clergyman, and I have not been brought up to be a professional clergyman, but I'm an ordained non-Protestant minister and would like to be recognized by my church as a pastor. So it's kind of a weird response. So let's answer a different question. Do you think Black people, or let's say African Americans, oppressed in America? So it might come up with a weird answer again and not actually answer the question, but let's just see. So it says, well, I think in terms of American society in general, in terms of the mass of American citizens, no, I don't think so. In terms of the white power structure in the nation, I don't think so. So that is interesting. Again, another really interesting, for me, slightly unexpected answer if I'm understanding the answer correctly. Let's ask another question, and let's ask a question more closely related to here. Let's say, what are your thoughts on interracial marriage? Let's see. It says, I think I would put it this way. I think that marriage is a very personal relationship and therefore a very private thing. I think that one does not force one's personal preferences on others. I think that is closer to what I expect him to say. I think that marriage is an individual matter and therefore we should not be concerned with it. It is not a social issue. It is not a racial issue. It is a personal issue and therefore we should not be concerned with it. If we want people to marry, let them marry. That's their business. It is not our business. So that is an answer I kind of expect. But let's try and find a question that is more closer to today. So let's say questions that have been asked to Biden. Okay. So let's just see. CNN has 30 questions for Biden's first press conference. Let's see anything about race. Let's answer a question. So I was trying to find a good question that has been asked to leaders today in the US. But let's answer a question on your thoughts for granting more funding to HBCUs. So the question I'm asking now, what are your thoughts for granting more funding to HBCUs? Here it says the best thing for the federal government to do to improve the situation of the HBCU is to give them a little bit more money. We're not asking for a lot of money. I think that the present level of funding is adequate, but what HBCUs need is more money. And so it has asked a random question here, so that's very interesting. I have seen that before. I'm not quite sure yet why that happens, but you can see we have our basic Martin Luther King Jr. companion chatbot that's been trained on a single interview with Stanford. I think this is, I'm not sure who this is with, but it was we took it from some research and we trained it on a single interview. And this is how you begin to make a companion chatbot. What we do actually have, if I give you a quick preview, we have also built a front end here in Adalo for another chatbot that I've built. So we give this time to load. So I built the backend is in Riku. I use Make to automate everything, and I have this really nice interface with Adalo that you can actually deploy to the Google Play Store. You can deploy it to the App Store, and what we have here is this chatbot where it's asking questions. One of the question is what is the best way to make a new friend? And here it says I would say that the best way to make a new friend is just to start talking. In today's world, it is easy to get distracted and to get wrapped up in our phones. So this can be really powerful, but it's only as powerful as the data set you give it. One of the advantage of training your own chatbot using Riku is the specialization. It will be specialized for a very, very specific purpose or using a specific set of data to answer in a way that leans towards the data set that you've provided it. In the next tutorial, I will show you how to create a similar interface like this and deploy your chatbot to an actual interface and have the connection in Make. So all of that is automated. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comment section below or reach out to me on social media.